Hi, so I want to talk about a book that I just finished reading. It's called In Universes by Emet North. So this is a literary sci-fi book, I guess you could say. It's marketed as more sci-fi, but I think in reality it's more of a literary fiction, short story collection, not even a novel. I wouldn't call this a novel. But the premise is basically it's about this scientist called wait, what's their name? Rafi. They're a scientist who's basically very much intrigued by dark matter, and the mystery of dark matter basically keeps them going. And until one day they meet the sculptor named Brit, and they realize that they had seen Brit before when they were both like kids, but they never said hi or anything like that. So now they're gonna make it different and actually say hi. And yeah, and then we get to the second chapter where we're still in the point of view of Rafi, but we're in a in an alternate reality where uh, they actually said hi to Brit, and things become different because of that one small thing. And yeah, it keeps going on like that until the end. It's basically about how like one little change in your life can be a really big thing down the line. And yeah, that's about it in terms of the premise. Again, I think this was a bit of a mismarketed book. Like it's marketed as sci-fi, like alternate reality stuff, when in reality it's more like a short story collection of slightly different, not slightly, a lot different versions. Not yeah, it's not slightly different. Some of them are slightly different, but a lot of them are very different versions of Rafi and the many people in around her in her lives, and how small differences can basically change the entirety of your life. And yeah, again, this was a short story collection, not a novel, even though it is marketed as one, and it's what made me have a very different expectation than what it actually is. And so yeah, I'm just telling you this so you don't expect this to be like a novel. It is not, despite what it says. And therefore, this is less sci-fi and more literary fiction. Like I know that lately there have been a lot of books that are labeled like literary sci-fi or whatever, and I've done that a lot too in the past, like saying a book is literary sci-fi. But usually that just means that it's sci-fi that is written slightly more, well, slightly better than the most sci-fi books out there. But here it's literary sci-fi in the sense that most of it is literary fiction, but the way we have the many short stories, the justification for that is sci-fi. So the story themselves, most of them, not all, most of them are straight up literary fiction, full of character drama and not sci-fi stuff. But there are some of them where weird things happen, especially near the end. And these are usually my favorite short stories in this one, because they're weird and they just add a lot to the story, I guess. Because the ones that are straight up literary fiction, some of them did work for me because of the convincing characterization, but a lot of them don't work either. So I mean, I wouldn't say like any of them are like offensively bad or anything like that. A lot of them are just kind of mid. But there are also quite a bit that are good, like I said, especially near the end where the weird things start to happen. But at the end of the day, there is no like through line in every one of these stories, other than the fact that the characters are kind of similar. I just thought that there would be something connecting them all, but there's not. And maybe that's on me for expecting that, but yeah, that made me feel a little bit disappointed. Again, this is not a bad book at all. I'm giving this like a 3 out of 5. It's still slightly above average, I guess, but you just make sure that you keep your expectations like realistic, I guess, so you don't feel disappointed by what this book is, instead of trying to, instead of expecting what this book clearly isn't. But yeah, I still liked it, I guess. I just thought it would be a lot more than it actually is. But yeah, if that sounds like something you would enjoy, you should definitely check this one out. Again, it's called In Universes by Emmett North, and yeah, that's my review, and thanks for watching.